Coming up on Look Today, well, the 39th annual Freihoffer's Jazz Festival at SPAC featured some of the world's most famous musicians, including a 13-year-old child prodigy. This you gotta see. I've got the details. And the Adirondack Wine and Food Festival raises money for the SUNY Adirondack Foundation. More on that coming up. Plus, the Downrange Motorcycle Club helps raise funds for a monument to honor those people involved with the global war on terror. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Tonight's program, I sit down with Jim Amell. He's a director for Marvin & Company, the CPA firm. He's here to give some insights on how Great Britain's exit from the EU will affect the global economy and consequently, perhaps our own local economy. I also sit down with Kim Cook. She's a director of the Glens Falls Open Door Mission. She's here to talk about their new resource center and how you can get involved to help. Plus, we have your weather for the Tri-North counties. But first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, SPAC's 39th annual Freihoffer Jazz Festival hosted some of the most revered jazz players in the world. The Jazz Festival is one of the biggest in the country, now featuring over 20 jazz performers. We spoke to Marcia White. She's the president of SPAC about the annual festival.
All over. They can bring their drink, their food, their blankets, and it's free parking. It is all about the hang, and it's just as much about the people as it is the performance.
Legendary performers like Smokey Robinson, the Isley Brothers, who you at first think you might not think would be great at a jazz festival, were amazing. And of course, Chick Corea. They also featured child prodigy Joey Alexander. Now, these are some of the musicians featured at the festival. We spoke to Marcia about Joey Alexander.
This teenager got to celebrate his birthday with 5,000 people. And the gift is in the giving. So what he did is he is able to give his extraordinary talent to everyone in this audience. And he is truly going to be one of the greatest jazz musicians in history.
You want to know something? He already is. In other news, the second annual Wine and Food Festival took place in Lake George. The Charles R. Wood Festival Commons hosted the event, featuring a total of 63 vendors. Now, along with numerous wineries and breweries, the SUNY Adirondack Culinary Department made an appearance to showcase their talent. Now, this year's event saw a record-breaking number of total tickets sold. Check this out, with over 3,000 by the last day of the event. Well, proceeds of ticket sales went to the SUNY Adirondack Foundation. Well, we spoke to Stephanie Otino. She's the festival coordinator.
Yes, so a portion of all of our ticket sales actually benefit the SUNY Adirondack Foundation, and we have the SUNY Adirondack culinary arts students here doing cooking demos all weekend long.
Switching from news to weather. Well, the day started out with lots of sunshine like this past weekend, and the temperatures were high. However, a little bit of rain creeped in this afternoon. Let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, we're going to head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. Back to the news. Well, the 4th annual motorcycle run was held in Glens Falls to help raise money for a monument. Now, the monument would be a tribute to the efforts of the people on the war on global terrorism. We spoke to Belinda Ellis. She's the co-director of the Global War on Terror Monument Organization.
Talking about the Global War on Terrorism Monument, which is going to be placed here in Crandall Park to honor our Iraq and Afghanistan veterans.
Now, in previous years, the event raised a few $1,000s. Well, the Downrange Motorcycle Club, a bikers club for military veterans, took part in the run to honor veterans who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Well, we had a chance to talk to Kevin Marr. He's a vice president for the Downrange Motorcycle Club.
Monument's huge. I mean, there is nothing here that supports the Afghan or Iraqi vets, so it's going to be great. You know, it's part of this history, part of Glens Falls.
Yeah. Up next, I sit down with Jim Amell. He's a director for Marvin and Company. That's a CPA firm in our region. He's here to give some insight on how Great Britain's exit from the EU will affect the global economy and consequently might affect our own local economy. Plus, I also sit down with Kim Cook. She's the director of the Glens Falls Open Door Mission. She's here to talk about their new resource center and how you can get involved to help. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. Well, I got a couple of lookouts. The first one goes to Performance Marine in Bolton Landing. I've known Jason and Rick for a better part of 35 years. And together with Johnny, that's Jason's son, and Rebecca and Rick and Sean and Johnny B, they really run an amazing operation. If you're a boater, you got to just find out about these guys. So I was up there working on my boat, waxing it and getting ready to put it in the water and looking at all these amazing racing boats all over the place. And only one final PS on that one. Rick, you got to be careful when you're out on the lake when somebody has the right of way. Private joke. All right, the other lookout has to go to Joey Alexander. Joey Alexander is this 13-year-old jazz prodigy. You know, sometimes you think, I wonder what it was like when he lived in the era of Mozart or something like that. Well, I'm not fooling. This kid is so dangerously talented. And not only, you know, one of the bases of jazz, of course, is improvisation. And to see someone like Wynton Marsalis's face when Joey Alexander takes his turn in doing a variation on a tune, it's absolutely amazing. You've got to check him out. We're really lucky to be living in an era when somebody like this becomes a jazz legend at the age of 13. All right, tonight on Look TV, it's Beyond the Headlines, and we got a bunch of episodes of Tracks, our music show. All right, and don't forget, tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.